So let's discuss the theory of ferromagnetism. Okay. Now, when we talk about ferromagnetism, the theory is domain theory, and it was given by a scientist named Weiss, Weiss. Okay. So we also call it as Weiss theory of ferromagnetism. So now, what is a domain basically? So domain is a area, or it's a region in a magnetic material where the atomic magnetic moments would be aligned in the definite direction, and each such group will be called as domain. So there would be various domains there. The direction of the alignment is called as domain axis. Now these domains basically they are bound to each other with strong interaction. We call this interaction as exchange coupling. So, in a way, in simple words, you can consider each domain as a strong magnet having a large magnetic moment. Why a strong magnet? Because it is representing a group of atoms which is whose magnetic moments are aligned in a definite direction. Therefore, we are talking about a domain like a strong magnet. Okay. Now, what happens in ordinary conditions? So, their substance will not have any magnetism. So, normal iron rods, they would be magnets unless and until you convert them into magnets. So in the initial stages, what happens is there is no magnetization because the domains form a closed loop. I will show you in that form of a diagram. But then when you place it in the magnetic field, what happens is the shape and the size of the domains they change, and that's why the boundaries also shift depending upon how the magnetic field is being applied. And correspondingly, what's going to happen, the magnetization will have some value, it won't be zero then. All right. And that gives rise to a temporary magnet because we are placing it in a weak field. Please make a note of it before I show you the same things in form of a diagram. Hopefully you have noted this down. Let's move ahead then. So when you remove this weak magnetic field, what's going to happen? This domain boundaries will again come back to the original position, and the substance will lose magnetism. That means whenever you place ferromagnetic substance in a weak magnetic field, it will act like a temporary magnet. Now the next situation is when you place a strong magnetic field. So a sufficiently strong magnetic field is applied. Then what will happen? These domain walls, they will get shifted permanently, okay, in the direction of the applied magnetic field, and the resultant magnetic moment will come into picture. We call this as flipping. And that's why even if when you remove this strong magnetic field, you will find that the domain axis or the walls, they don't come back to their original position. The In simple words, the material will not lose its magnetism. That means the material or the ferromagnetic material will get converted into a permanent magnet, you can see. So this is the story about converting ferromagnetic substance into a temporary magnet or a permanent magnet. So all these situations are represented in form of a diagram over here, you can see. In the initial stages, you have domain walls randomly placed, so the net magnetization is zero. You place it in weak magnetic field. What happens? The domain wall, this domain grows at the cost of others, so it has some resultant magnetic moment. Now the nullification is not complete, and therefore it gets converted into a temporary magnet, you can see. Or maximum it can grow in this size. So temporary magnet, you remove the external magnetic field, again it will come back to its original point. But if you apply a strong magnetic field, all these domains, you can see, they get aligned in the direction of the magnetic field. Even if you remove the magnetic field, they are not going to come back to their original position. That's where a permanent magnet is created, friends. Please make a note of it. Yeah, friends. So when you try heating this magnet, okay, permanent magnet, you can see. Yeah, these are the three situations which we are talking about. Under ordinary condition, when weak magnetic field is applied, and when the strong magnetic field is applied. So let's talk about Curie temperature, a situation where you start heating a magnet. So what happens is at a particular temperature, this entire domain structure will collapse and the substance will lose its magnetism. So ferromagnetic substance loses its magnetism. We call such temperature as Curie temperature. So why that happens? So with the increase in temperature, you can see the thermal motion of magnetic moments increases. Exchange couplings become loose, and then at a particular temperature, this coupling will break and the domain structure will collapse. We call such temperature as Curie temperature. It will be different for different materials, magnetic materials. So for nickel, it will be different. For iron, it will be different. Please make a note of it.